Well, hello, and welcome back. My name is Trusten, and this is going to be as much information as I think you guys need to know about Milky Way Idle. I know there's been a large influx of new players coming in from Steam, and to them I say welcome in. I've been playing this game for almost a year. I do enjoy it. I feel I am well versed in the game itself. So what this is going to be is it's going to be an overview of Milky Way Idle, Iron Cow versus Market Cow, gathering, crafting, combat, the types of combat, parties, because I know there's been a lot about party chat, and then guilds and the benefits of being in a guild. I will also provide you guys with one of the best scripts for the game. It is a legal script. It is in Discord, so everybody is free game, and I'd highly suggest that you use it. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys about all that, and then of course we'll go over just other questions that I've seen in the beginner chat. As you guys can see down here, there's always questions and answerings going on. So an overview of the game. The game is an idle-based game. It will not start as an idle-based game. You will be very active for the first few hours while playing the game. That's normal. So you'll go through the tutorial. It'll show you how to do basic milking and cheese smithing and then combat. I think those are the three things. And then at the end, you get like a sword and you get some cowbells and all that stuff. So it's pretty nice to follow through that tutorial. It'll give you a basic understanding of the game. Before we get into there, let's go ahead and talk about Market Cow versus Iron Cow. And there's really only one major thing. So this is my Market Cow character. He can use the marketplace. So we can go ahead and view all listings. So he can buy equipment and tools if he needs it. So all this stuff is up for sale. So if there's something that he needs to buy, he can go ahead and buy on it. The difference with a Iron Cow is you don't have access to any of that. Oh, I need dragon fruit. There's no purchase option. There's also no sell option. So everything that an Iron Cow needs, they have to get on their own. So it's more of like a solo gameplay, just kind of fending for yourself, right? And I really enjoy that because I like to know a lot about the game. And this, in my opinion, has helped me learn a lot about the game. What do I need to farm to get, my Revenant Tunic? What do I need to farm to get my Soul Hunter crossbow? I have to farm all this stuff and make it myself. So it's very rewarding to me for Iron Cow. I can see the benefit of playing a Market Cow, and I'm totally cool with whatever you guys want to play. That's the major difference. Iron Cows can't party with Market Cows, and Market Cows can't party with Iron Cows. So essentially, long necks don't play with three horn. Right? That's it. That's the gist of the game, of the difference between the two. I know that the game is on Steam, it's on Congregate, it's on a lot of platforms. I would highly suggest going to milkywayidle.com. That's what I've been playing on for the last year. I've not had a problem with it. I like the layout, I like the loadout, and it's also available in locations that I don't have access to Steam. That's just my preferred preference. To each their own. If you want to play on Steam, that's cool. Welcome again. We have 15,000 active players right now. This has gone up 12,000 in the last week. I've watched it go up. It's crazy. So that's the overview of the Market Cow and Iron Cow. The next thing is you have three gathering skills here. You have milking, foraging, and wood cutting, and they all have their own benefits. Milking is used, you milk cows, and then you do cheese smithing. You might notice that my cheese smithing is relatively low compared to some of my other skills. And that's because I'm a ranged character. So my focus has been on crafting. So I can craft, this is obviously dungeon keys for later on, but I can craft bows and crossbows. So my focus has been wood cutting and crafting. Those two are kind of for ranged. But if you are going combat, melee combat, you would do milking into cheese smithing. They all have their benefits. So for example, the offhand here, I was using, I believe, the vision shield for a while. I think it was the vision shield. Yeah, give me some ranged accuracy and a little bit of armor. It was when I was struggling to get my 2 revenant pieces. So I used that to give me a little bit of armor to help. So they all have their benefits. Crafting, eventually you have your dungeon keys that you're going to need when you do end game dungeons. They also are able to create your catalysts for alchemy. So again, benefits: tailoring, foraging and tailoring go hand in hand. You also get tailoring stuff from combat, but the big benefit from tailoring is the pouches. So foraging, crafting, and then cooking and brewing is going to be needed on every iron cow. You might need it on market cow. I don't know how expensive things are. I primarily play iron cow, so I don't know how the market is. I don't know if the market's great. I don't know if the market's terrible. I don't know. So I make all of my own food and drink. So we'll go over cooking next. Cooking, you have 2 different types of heals and 2 different types of mana regeneration. You have instant heals, which are donuts, and heals over time, which are cupcakes or cakes. They all have their benefits and they all have their drawbacks, and they'll tell you how much things heal. So for example, the Marsberry cake heals 300 hit points over 30 seconds. It's got a 60-second cooldown, so you're only healing for 30 of those 60 seconds. And you're healing 30 hit points or 300 hit points over those 30 seconds. So, and then for a Marsberry cake, you instantly heal 240. Again, it has a 60-second cooldown. So it might be beneficial to have 2 cakes, depending on what you're running, 2 different types of heals or 2 different types of mana regeneration. Again, you have instant mana. I'm just going to use dragon fruit as an example for this one. You instantly restore 240 mana. And then your yogurts, so you have gummies and yogurts. And your yogurt restores 300 mana over 30 seconds. So again, it's got 30 seconds that it's not active. Experiment and figure out what's best for you. With brewing, you have teas and coffees. Teas will benefit your crafting and gathering skills, whereas coffees benefit your combat skills. You can create coffees through, let's go to a more difficult one. You can create coffees through gathering. So you can gather coffee beans and peaches through foraging, right? Beans and peaches is what I needed for that particular brew, which was Lucky Coffee. And then also milk. So I would need to milk a cow for this as well. Whereas teas, you'll get from combat. You'll need tea leaves, which you get from combat. So in order to benefit from all the brewing, you would have to gather and do combat. For alchemy, alchemy is a newer skill. It was released, I think, a few months ago. I am not well versed in alchemy. I just know that I needed it to get my new bag, which I'm still working on. So you can coinify objects. You can put objects in there to coinify, which essentially sells them. It gives you coins for the item. You can decompose items. Let's get a better item in here. Let's see. We'll go with a Gobo slasher. So you can decompose this. You have a % success rate, and it tells you that the output will be 500 essence if you decompose it. It will cost you 250 coins, and it'll use up one of the items. There's also a chance, and it tells you all the percentages here. There's a chance for alchemy essence, and there's a chance for an artisan crate. So for each item that you go to decompose, you can break it down into its components. So this one gives you chimerical essence, possibility for alchemy, and possibility for a large artisan crate. Again, costs coins and the item itself. So that is decomposing. Transmuting, this can't be transmuted. Transmuting is really good for Iron Cow for books. So when I was searching for my penetrating shot, I was transmuting different books up here because you have a percentage. Again, you have a success rate here. And based off of that success rate, if you succeed, you have a percentage here to get different books. So I was really pushing for a penetrating shot. I finally got it. That was the last item I needed, the last skill I needed to make me go. Right? That was basically my end game skill. So I was working on that. So those are the basics of alchemy. There's way more to it, but I'm not an expert. Enchanting has a similar layout to alchemy. Enchanting is how you get your plus. This one has a +5, and so on. So let me go ahead and show you a quiver, right? So you have your success chance here. Here's everything it costs to make this, to enchant this quiver. I'm sorry, enhance this quiver. So you would need 2,000 aqua essence, 2,000 jungle essence, 2,000 gobo, 2,000 bear, and 8 chimerical. And of course the coin. So my success rate with my 67 skill, so I'm using a T down here. Where is it? I'm using a T that gives me +3 skill. So I'm 64 + 3, so 67. I have a 47% chance to enhance it. And this is everything that it takes there. If I succeed, I get an item that is slightly better than the previous item. So if I'm looking at the stab evasion there, that is 4.4. On a normal quiver, it is just 4. So it adds 4/10. So as that continues to improve, I have the one that is +2. So this one is 4.84. And then if I were to enhance that even further, it would be 5.3. So it does enhance it. It enhances all the skills and everything, all the attributes that are on there. So that is enhancing in a nutshell. All right, let's go ahead and talk about everybody's favorite combat here. So when we click on combat, first thing it does is it brings us to our combat zones. Typically you'll start at Smelly Planet, which is just these guys right here. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attributes that make up your combat skill. So my overall combat skill is 112. We have stamina, which increases your hit points by 10 per level. Your intelligence, which increases mana, attack, and power, kind of go hand in hand, and that'll get you melee. Defense is great for tanks and just general overall. It increases your evasion and armor, and dodging and mitigating damage. Ranged is for range attacks, and magic is for magic. Magic is also used for healing spells. So if you got minor heal or heal and you're using that, that'll increase your magic. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the important things. Stamina is obviously life. As you get hit, you'll constantly gain stamina. So that's why it's just good to fight. Let's see. Oh, I'm supposed to have something else in queue here. I'm looking for, so I'm farming for these blue key fragments. So Aqua Planet Elite has a 4.4% chance for blue fragments. So I'm going to put that in my queue. I'll do that forever or until I run out of stuff. So intelligence, you start out with 1 skill, and for every X number of intelligence, you gain a slot. I don't remember what the intelligence levels are. Maybe if I go to my market. Okay, here we go. Intelligence 20 unlocks the second one, 50 is the third, and 90 is the fourth. So you can have a special ability and a regular ability to start off with. As you use your abilities, you will simply gain skill and intelligence. Intelligence, every time you use mana, you gain some skill in it. It takes a while to build up, but once you hit that 90 mark and you've got all your skills open, man, that feels great. And it also bumps your DPS up. Attack and power is just used whenever you use melee weapons. You'll gain these. Some melee weapons use attack only, more stabby weapons, and some use power like hammer type weapons. Defense you gain as you just go, kind of like stamina. As you're getting hit, you'll gain that. Range you gain when you use a bow. Range attacks and critical strike, which is really nice. and then magic attacks whenever you use any magic. You gain magic damage. So that is the basics of your skills here. What I would recommend is if you guys scroll down here, there's a game guide. This game guide is fantastic. It's a bit of a read, and I'm trying to cover some of it in this video. It's a bit of a read, but it will help you out with absolutely everything. It's fantastic. It also breaks down the experience pool. So for instance, I'm 120 ranged. So if we scroll down to 120 ranged, I have 68 million experience, and I need 73 million for my next level. So I'm working on it, you know. I need 2.3 million to level up again. So working on it. It takes a while. Game guide's fantastic. Let's see. Of course, join the Discord if you have any questions. You can talk to people. Although the beginner chat is always popping off, and there's plenty of people in beginners chat that's helping out. I've been answering questions all morning, and well, now it's 3 o'clock, but I'm recording this video now. So parties. Let's go ahead and back up to combat and talk about parties. So if we look for a party here, what's the benefit and what's the downfall of parties, right? So we can see that these people are in a party together, right? This guy has a red border, which means he's not ready. These two are ready. So they're waiting on this person to ready up. This party down here has 2 people that are ready. So they're just looking for a third person to join their party and go. I'm going to use them as an example here. So if I join the party, I'm now not ready because I'm red. I would click on my loadout. I have a combat loadout that I use, and then I would ready up. So now it says that we're traveling to battle, and we have 3 people in here that are now going to fight the whole planet, essentially. So we can have multiple enemies fighting. What's the benefit of a party? Well, the benefit of a party is that you can take down enemies relatively quickly there. So we're dealing a ample damage to these guys, so we're killing them relatively quickly. The loot is split between all 3 of us, so it is RNG based. So if you're farming for a specific item, so if we go back to combat zone and we're in Bear With It, and we're in Bear With It Elite. So if we're farming for a specific item, like the red panda fluff right there has a 1% chance to drop. If that drops, it's then randomly split between the 3 of us. So it could take you a long time to get that red panda fluff, or you could get real lucky and have it drop instantly, right? For you. So there is a bit of RNG involved. Make sure that if you do hit the short stick of RNG, you kind of cheer on the people that are ready, that are getting their stuff, because they're working for it too, right? All right, so benefits of parties. Some of the endgame content, like this one right here. This is Bear With It Elite. It's very difficult, if not near impossible, to solo. So you would want a party, and that's what we got going on here. So we are taking down the bears. I'm gonna let this run so that way I don't just hop into their party and then hop out all willy-nilly. So I'll probably do like 50 or 60 battles with them, maybe 100 battles, and then I'll go back to what I was doing. So down here you can see all of the food that I have. So I'm running Marsberry cakes, plum gummies, and dragon fruit, and that means that my mana will sustain. My health is pretty good. I'm also using a swiftness coffee, wisdom coffee, and range coffee whenever I just do regular combat, because I don't need any of my big hitter stuff to do this party. If I was going to go and get into, say, dungeons and stuff, like if I were to join this one, well, I wouldn't, because they need a tank. But that's when I would use my big boy stuff, because this is more challenging, right? Like this, they got it set at level 115. I'm not even 115, so I can't join their party without sending them a message and asking them to lower it, or sending my gear and showing them that I'm capable of doing that. So that's the overview of parties. Benefits: you can do hard content. Drawbacks: RNG loot. All right, let's talk a little bit about guilds. I am in I'm in a guild. I love my guild. My guild is very active. The benefit of a guild is that it's much easier to find parties for dungeons, to find parties for difficult content. The higher your guild, the easier it is to find endgame content going on, right? There is a thing called Guild XP. So you have guild experience. Guild experience is gained naturally, right? You gain guild experience by just doing stuff. So if I were to look at my members, it would show everybody's experience that they've gained. Every time you gain 1,000 experience, you gain 1 experience for Guild XP. So the harder the content you're doing, the more high-end stuff, the more Guild XP you're earning. So is it beneficial to be in a guild? I think so with my guild. I love my guild. My guild, again, super active, very competitive. So that's the type of style that I like with my people. There's tons of casual guilds if you just want to hang out and develop friendships and make friends here. I'm not saying my guild doesn't do that. We do that too. But we also like to push for end game content. So benefits of being in a guild: develop community, easier to find groups for things, and just overall enjoyment of the game for me personally. Downfalls? Not really. I don't really think there is one. So cool. All right. I touched on the game guide. Kind of went out of order on my notes. Oopsies. I touched on the game guide. Again, highly suggest that you go over this, you look through this. If you have any questions about things, it's typically answered here. And if you can't find an answer here, like somebody was asking about tenacity, here, what's tenacity stand for? And Bill said, hey, tenacity does this. He literally got this from in here. I know this because I had to read this. So tenacity, look at where tenacity is. Life armor, damage, regen. Let's do Control F. Tenacity reduces chance of being blinded. Look at that. Right there. He literally copied and pasted it in. Somebody was asking about it, and that's how he found it. Good on him. Good on him. Came from, so typically answers can be found there. If you can't find that answer there, ask in beginner chat. You got a lot of experienced people that are answering away. Now, finally, what is this script that I'm using? It's called MWITools. I will put a link in the description there. And essentially it helps you with like my queue times. You can see everything that is highlighted orange is from that script. All the percentages over here for my skill levels are from that script. So this has, you know, hey, it's going to take me 2 hours and 36 minutes to complete this. So it'll be completed 18:30:53. Because I have Aquaplanet in here and I'm currently in combat, it's having a tough time calculating this. It just says it's infinitely because it doesn't know when I'm going to get done with combat. So it has a tough time calculating combat, but any gathering or crafting, it'll tell you, and it'll also tell you your total time. So if I were to leave this party, which I don't want to leave at 13, but I'm going to do it anyway, just to show. Sorry guys, love you, bye. So I have my wisdom tea has 1 hour left on it, and my swiftness coffee is going to take 2 hours and 36 minutes. So my total time before I run out of everything and become idle is 3 hours and 38 minutes. I am going to go ahead and add back in my Aquaplanet. So once I do that, now it has an infinite time because my Aquaplanet is fight forever. So I'll just do that forever. Let's see, what else with the script? I know it helps with market prices. I turned a lot of it off, so you can go down to the script and you can go into script settings and scroll down, and there's a ton of different settings. I turned off basically everything that has to do with market. Oh, I guess I didn't. Marketplace filter by equipment level and class slot. I mean, I don't notice that, so I don't know what that does. But there's a ton of that, ton of options, as you can see here. And again, it has it right here in the script information, everything that it does. But that's it. That's what I got for you guys right now. If you have any other questions about Milky Way Idle, feel free to ask, comment down below. If you want more information about it, you can just ask in chat or leave a comment on this video, and I'll get back to you, or somebody else get back to you that's smarter than I am. But that's it, man. I got to do the typical like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the flippity flop. Toodles.